Now, let's move on to the fourth law of indices. It says that if there are two bases and they are different bases, there is a same index over the two different bases, then we can write the product of different bases first and then apply that index, which was the same index on both the bases, as a single index or the single power of this product. For example, we have 4 raised to 3 and we have 5 raised to 3. Since the powers are same, the index is same, and the terms are being multiplied with each other. So one way of writing could be that you could write the product of these two bases first, and then you could write the index on the product of this one. So it would become 20 raised to 3. This could be the answer. Now, to apply this rule, some questions are written over here. The first one is 3 raised to 7 multiplied by 8 raised to 7. Indices are same and the terms are being multiplied with each other. So we could write 3 into 8 raised to 7, which would be equal to 24 raised to 7. Second part, we have 5b raised to 4 whole raised to 3. Now, there are two different factors over here, 5 and b raised to 4, and both of them have a same index 3. Now, the converse of the law that we have studied here in the fourth form is that if there are two factors being multiplied with each other and they have a same whole index, then this index should be applied on the first factor multiplied by the second factor, or every factor which is written in the bracket. So this index 3 would get applied on the first factor and on the second factor also. So I could also write 5 raised to 3 multiplied by b raised to 4 raised to 3. 5 raised to 3 would become 125, and here we would apply the third law of index, which is there are two indices on a single base. So both the indices should get multiplied with each other, 4 into 3. So it would become 125 times b raised to 12. This would be the answer of this part. In part C, it says minus 2c square d raised to 5 and this whole, all these factors raised to 5. Again, the whole index should be applied on each of the factor. So the first factor is minus 2, and we will be writing minus 2 raised to 5. Second factor is c square, which would be written raised to 5. And the third factor is b raised to 5, which is to be written b raised to 5 raised to 5. Now, minus 2 raised to 5. There is another important rule that we need to remember, that whenever we have a negative base, we have a base, but it is written with a negative sign. And there is an index over that, which is an odd number. So the answer would always come out to be negative. It would always give a negative answer. For example, we have minus 2 and the power is 3. Since there is a negative base over here and the power is an odd number, so if we try to expand it, it would mean minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. Minus minus plus, plus minus minus. And 2 into 2 into 2 would become minus a. So instead of expanding all the factors, we could remember it using this rule that whenever there is a negative base with an odd power, the answer is always going to be a negative quantity. Similarly, if we have a negative base, but the power is not an odd number, it is an even number, then the answer is always going to be a positive answer or a positive quantity. For example, we have minus 3 raised to 4. Now, the expanded form would be that minus 3 should get multiplied with minus 3 4 times. So minus minus plus, plus minus minus, minus minus plus. And 3 raised to 4 would be equal to 81. So we would get a positive answer over here. Now similarly, if minus 2 has a power of 5, so it is a negative base with a power of odd number. So the answer would be a negative answer, and 2 raised to 5 means the answer would be 32. In second factor, we would be applying the third law of indices, where both the index would get multiplied with each other. Similarly, the third factor, both indices would be multiplied. Now it becomes minus 32 times c raised to 10 and d raised to 25. This would be the final answer for this part. Now, first of all, this index would be applied to each factor which is written within the bracket. So it would be m square raised to 4 multiplied by n raised to 4. The same would happen with this one. This index would get applied on all the factors which is written in the base. So m raised to 4 would raise to 5 and n cube would raise to 5. Now the third law of indices would be applicable over here. So the both indices would get multiplied with each other. N raised to 4 would remain as it is. 4 into 5, and then we have 3 into 5. So it would become m raised to 8 into n raised to 4 into m raised to 20 into n raised to 15. Now, the same basis should be written with each other, m raised to 8 and m raised to 20, n raised to 4 into n raised to 15. The first law of indices would be applicable over here. Same bases are being multiplied. So their powers or the indices should be added to each other. So we get m raised to 28 into n raised to 19 as the final answer of this part.
We try to explain complex concepts in simple language and with effective examples. If you like the video and the way we explain the subject, consider liking this tutorial, commenting on it and subscribing to our channel and press the bell icon, so that you stay updated and get notified when we upload more videos. Thanks for watching.